Good morning, everybody. This is day 34 of our time of fasting and prayer. This morning's devotion will be coming from the book of 2 Kings, chapter 6. And I'm going to be coming from a very big context, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to read a little bit for you that you can kind of get a feel of what I'm going to talk about this morning. And I'm going to read verse 16 to you. And verse 16 said, "So he answered, Do not fear, for those who are with us are more than those who are we are with them." And Elijah prayed and said, "O Lord, open his eyes that he may see." And the Lord opened the servant's eye, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. You know, the story is about the Arameans. The Arameans, they came to surround the house of the prophet of God, Elisha. The king of Aram was told that, you know what, all your secrets have been disclosed by the prophet to the king of Israel. And he said, "Who's this prophet?" And they said, "Elijah the prophet. He tells exactly what's taking place in your bedroom." God gives him the grace and the spiritual insight to do that. So the king said, "Go get him. Send the troops to Elisha's house to go get him." Now, early in the morning, one of his servants woke up and looked through the window and saw this garrison of military armies coming against Elisha's house. Fearful, he goes up, wakes up the prophet. He said, "Prophet, get up. What's the problem?" He said, "Listen, the armies are surrounding this house. They're gonna overcome us." And Elisha the prophet smiled. And he told his prophet, he said, "You know what? Do not fear." I like that. He said, "For those who are with us are more than those who are with them." In other words, don't fear. There is something that you don't see. Because Elijah's servant was seeing the physical, but Elijah the prophet was seeing the spiritual. And he's seeing with the eyes that the prophet, that the servant did not have. Then we're told in verse 17 that Elijah now prayed for God to open the eye of the servant, that he too can see what the prophet sees. And God opened his eye. And interestingly, the prophet saw an army of angels around this house. And this is what the servant came to see to. That though physically all he saw was the enemy's army, but he did not see the spiritual imagery. He did not see that even at that same place were chariots of angels that were watching over Elisha the prophet. Now, what does this teach you and I? I believe the key message here is that we all look through our physical eye at issues and problems of our lives. You know, we face difficulty, we look through our physical eye, and we see the big mountains that we can't go over, and we say, "Lord, woe is me, I'm giving up." But do you understand that there is more for you that is there that the eye can see? God has angels and spiritual beings over and around all his people, protecting, watching over them. So next time you face a physical obstacle, next time you face something that seems insurmountable, ask God to open your eye, that you may see that which is unseen, that you may see that what this problem, as big as it looks, is just a piece of little nut or a piece of a grain of salt compared to what God is doing in the invincible realm. My brothers and sisters, this morning be encouraged. No matter what you're going through, there is great resources, great strength, great power, great angelic presence around you and around me daily as we walk through this journey of faith. And we believe that God ultimately will get us to the promised land, but also that our eyes one day will be open, that we will now see everything that God is doing. May God now bless you. May He keep you. Amen.